Alright, how you doing everybody? This is the Buff Shaman. This is the third time I'm starting this video. Uh, had a couple of, no, the first one wasn't that good because my eyes aren't being very cooperative today, and haven't been thinking too clearly today either. For some reason, there's just kind of a cloud in my head, but also I kept getting interrupted. So let's go through this for you the first time with me. For me, the third time. But let's start with 90% funded. I mean, we got this. We just need 10% more. We got this. Let's do it. Let's push the word. I know they're gonna ask for some increases in donation tiers uh, later on in the letter. I unfortunately am not going to be able to. I can't afford to. But if you can, I would encourage you to. And even if you can't, try and spread the word. Trying to bring this game to fruition is pretty high on my list, and I hope it is on yours if you're a backer as well. But I think we're gonna make it. I think we're gonna do it. Okay, so greetings, demanders. For this update, we decided to write a scenario describing the kind of gameplay you would expect to see in Pathfinder: The Dragon's Demand. This sample is actually taken from the chapter in the official, or from a chapter in the official module, but it showcases the ways we're expanding the adventure with vertical gameplay and environmental intersections to give players multiple ways for tracking challenges. In our previous games, environmental interactions were limited because things were essentially based on a 2D grid projected top down onto a 3D world. For example, in Neverwinter Nights 2, The Mysteries of Westgate, we gave dexterous characters the option, based on a skill check, to climb a tree and walk along a branch in order to sneak through a house window, but it was all done through a dialogue since it couldn't be shown, and it was custom made just for that one situation. That's no longer the case in this game, where extreme freedom of movement is built into our 3D grid system. So you can actually see the characters climbing trees and walking along their branches, and they can do it anywhere because of this gameplay in Pathfinder: The Dragon's Demand will be unlike anything you've seen in a CRPG. Before we jump into it, it's worth noting that the following scenario would play out as a player-controlled party in the actual game. All right. The Wizard's Manor. The party stands out at the front of the. Blah, blah, blah. Okay, so let's start again. The party stands at the front door of the Wizard's Manor, an ominous dark gray stone building with two stories high, with windows that don't open. There's Shesk, the orc barbarian, Torian, the elven wizard, Gina, the dwarven cleric, and Fumbus, the goblin alchemist. Surprisingly, unsurprisingly, the door is magically locked and they don't have the key. No matter, real heroes don't need keys. Shesk's high strength easily allows her to toss a grappling hook onto the roof. It seems secure. She begins her climb. Uh, Halfway up, she stretches towards a nearby window to peer inside, but narrowly misses getting impaled by a spike that land by spikes that lance out from the frame. Reaching the flat rooftop, she finds a rose garden bordered by the manor's many small spires and gargoyle statues. In the middle is a glass-domed observatory containing a huge telescope. She soon finds what she's looking for when she spots a chimney. The way in. After calling down to the others to climb up and follow her, she descends the soot-covered passage, unaware that she has triggered the manor's magical defenses, a summoned Periton. And of course there it is, staring at the wizard. The horrific beast, part stag, wolf, and hawk, circles the manor looking for enemies, and spots them dangling from a rope. Flying overhead, it uses Mimic Shadow to transform its own shadow into that of Gina. When the beast dives at the cleric and grazes her with its hoof, it looks to Gina as if her own shadow is attacking her. The sight terrifies her, and she loses her grip, dropping onto Fumbus below. Luckily, she is wearing her adventurer's cloak that triggers the spell Gentle Landing. So she gracefully floats down to the ground. Fumbus has averted a fall by grabbing an edge, and he manages to take a hold of the rope again, but to the horror, the Periton now has the rope in its mouth, trying to bite through it with its sharp teeth, or unhook it. Torian casts the lightning bolt at the creature, and it flaps off, yelping as electrical arcs course over its body. Meanwhile, Shesk, who is a skilled climber, is climbing down the inside of the chimney using just her hands and feet. Setting foot on the fireplace at the bottom, she triggers a trap, causing the logs in the grate to magically explode into flame. She deftly leaps out of the way and finds herself in a richly decorated bedroom with a high ceiling. She thinks she hears a menacing growl, but the vacant stare from the head of the bearskin rug is all she sees. Struggling, she starts inspecting the room, knowing her companions will be along shortly. Outside, the rest of the party has reached the rooftop where everything seems quiet. After collecting the grappling hook and rope, they cautiously take cover while heading towards the chimney, but the Periton has been circling patiently from higher up, and catching sight of them, dives down to attack again. Before it can reach the party, however, Torian casts web between several spires, trapping the creature in midair within its sticky strands, as if in a large net. Now that he is an easy target, Fumbus lobs a couple of alchemical bombs at it before they all make their escape down the chimney with their rope. Back inside, Sesk discovers a ring of keys while searching an ornate wooden desk. Feeling rather pleased at the find, she continues rifling through the drawers. She fails to notice a giant bear shape looming on its hind legs behind her. This isn't the rug. It's a summoned grizzly protector, and it's huge. It grabs her in a bear hug, and its claws and bear hug with its claws and attempts to maul her with its massive jaws. She fortunately manages to escape, but the creature quickly follows up with a rush, sending her crashing into the far wall unconscious. Gina, Torian, and Fumbus arrive at the moment the goblin is in the first. Sorry. Gina, Torian, and Fumbus arrive at that moment. The goblin is the first to step on the fireplace trap. As an alchemist, though, he wears a rune stone of fire resistance, protecting him from the blast of flames, and he casually steps through the fireplace and directs his companions to avoid it. The arrival of new enemies refocuses the bear's fury. Gina swiftly moves uh, forward to raise her shield, using shield block against the slashing claws, while the grizzly remains occupied with her. Fumbus stumbles through the melee in order to treat Shesk with battle medicine. On her feet again, the barbarian begins to rage for revenge, and the bear roars at the challenge and switches its attention back to her, only to find that she is suddenly as big as a hill giant. Torian has craftily cast Enlarge on her. With a wicked smile, the barbarian charges into the grizzly with all the force of a battering ram. The creature is shoved backward right into the fireplace trap, where its fur catches fire as the flaming grizzly flails about. Shesk brings her gigantic axe down upon it with a roar of triumph, and its burning remains collapse to the floor. Well, the party has so far managed to make it inside. Now a whole manner of deadly adventure awaits. Our funding progress has been good, but we're going to need all the help we can get to hit our goal. So, all of our core to all of our core tier backers, please consider upgrading your pledges to our copper tiers, just for just $10 more. Get our limited edition Absalom copper piece, minted from a half ounce of 99% pure copper. It has Eridan, the last Aslanti, stamped on one side, and the Sea of Cavalry, the Sea Cavalry Hippocampus on the other. Your own little treasure from Galarian. Lastly, we'll be holding an AMA session for Pathfinder the Dragon's Demand, the Pathfinder 2nd Edition subreddit, on Monday, October 21st from 10 a.m. to 12 p.m. Pacific to answer any questions people have. We hope to see you there. I wish I could be there, but I have class at the time that this is going on, so I'll have to see what's going on with it later. If anybody is there and has seen this video, I'd like you to ask a question on my behalf. Can we get the kobolds in a DLC? That's what I'm looking for here. DLC kobolds. If not, I understand, but just a thought. As I said before, unfortunately, I can't afford to upgrade my pledge tier, but I'm really hoping that we get some people that do, and I hope that we just not only reach but smash past that that last 10% and get our first couple of stretch goals funded. Anyway, I'm gonna go ahead and sign out now. This is the Buff Shaman. Take it easy.